Welcome back to another Bookstr News Roundup, and I'm your host, Sara McCoy. This is where we bring you this week's most interesting bookish news, so let's get started. First, Shakespeare is caught in the fire of Florida's latest book bans, as students from Hillsborough County Public Schools will only be allowed to read excerpts of his plays. This new curriculum comes from Florida's new legislation limiting classroom materials that contain pornography or obscene depictions of sexual conduct. Shakespeare's plays often have suggestive puns and innuendos, which is apparently too much for a Florida classroom. Students will still have the physical books to read excerpts in class. Curriculum guides are currently reviewed and refined throughout the year to align with state standards and current law. So we'll see how heavily that new curriculum is enforced. Next up, more book drama in Florida. This one's due to the heavily criticized Don't Say Gay law. In Lake County, the school district actually decided to reverse the decision made in response to the Don't Say Gay legislation to restrict the book in Tango Makes Three, a true story about two male penguins who incubated and raised a baby chick at the Central Park Zoo in New York. The lawsuit isn't going to affect the removal of the book, though, because the Florida Department of Education memo stated that the new law only applies to classroom instruction and not school libraries. With all this book banning, PEN America warns us of the potential backlash or booklash that might result from all these banned books. These new moral litmus tests due to cancel culture have caused a disturbance in the industry and are making authors feel like their creative freedom is limited. PEN President Ayat Akhtar has stated, "Publishers can feel obligated to address these criticisms through apologetic statements, change to author tours, or requests for edits." PEN America released a report claiming that Booklash is an immediate service to an industry that needs to focus on internal struggles urgently over new debates over representation, harm, and identity in literature. In other news, the publishing house Simon & Schuster was sold to KRR, a private equity firm. Simon & Schuster is one of the largest publishing houses, and for those of you who don't know, Colleen Hoover is signed to them. Media companies have been acquiring publishing houses for decades. So writers and editors have created creative strategies for meeting the needs of growth-oriented companies while also doing their own work. The main concern is whether the same rules apply under a private equity firm. Will the publishing house be run differently? Simon & Schuster claims that instead of concern, this will be a chance for growth. I believe they are committed to helping us grow and become even greater than we already are. So what does all this mean for readers? Apparently not much. The average reader is unlikely to notice any change, but we'll keep you updated if any new information is revealed. And lastly, Megan Fox just announced that she'll be releasing a new poetry book. The book is titled Pretty Boys Are Poisonous. Fox claims it's a way to open up about the struggle she has to deal with when encountering men. She wrote in an Instagram post, "I spent my entire life keeping the secrets of men. My body aches carrying the weight of their sins." She hopes that her book can inspire others to be happy and embrace themselves and their bodies. Some people believe that this book is going to ignite some sort of fifth wave of feminism, but what do you think? Let us know below. And with that, what do you think about today's episode? We'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. I'm your host, Sara, and this has been Bookstr News. If you want to hear more from us, be sure to head on over to our website, and we'll see you next week.